Hello guys, welcome back to Cardistry Talk. Today we are doing a Smoke and Mirrors tier list from the legendary Dan and Dave. I asked you guys what you wanted to see on Instagram and this is what you said, so I look forward to just milking this concept of a tier list just completely dry. How do you milk a cow? I don't really know. As always, I'm going to be ranking these based off of overall design, not necessarily on how much they cost, any videos associated with them. This is just based purely on design in my humble opinion. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion, and mine's a little bit more valuable than yours, but yours is still valuable as well. So before we even start, I'm seeing a problem with my list here, and that's that it's ranked from D to S, and I think that just does a disservice to these decks. These are some legendary, classic decks that everybody loves that's in the cardistry community. So I think I'm gonna switch up these rankings a little bit. All right, this looks a little bit better. I have S to double S to triple X to quadruple X to however you say 5 times S. Let's get this show on the road. First off, we'll just go in order from V1 to V7, and I've also included the anyone decks. So I have about 10 to 11 decks I think here to rank. So let's just jump into it, starting with the V1s. V1s and V2s, I flippin' love these. I just flippin' love these. I really love the design on the backs of these. I love that they're relatively simple. The jokers and the ace of spades are beautiful, and I love that they're kind of carried out throughout most of these decks pretty similarly. If these weren't like $1 trillion, I would buy these, but they are very expensive at the moment. That being said, just with the history of this deck and the design, I'm gonna go ahead and put these two guys up in... this is hard. I'm gonna go all the way at the top. The V3s next. I don't think these decks have quite as nostalgic of a feel to them. They're kind of in the middle of the run. They're totally fine in their own right. They're very good decks, but to me, it's not quite at the very tippy top. It's more so in the middle. So I'm gonna put it in triple S. Still really good. Obviously, these are all S tiers. So next up, we have the V4, and this is where I personally kind of started to see the decks when I was in the community, was around V4 and V5 when these decks were coming out. I love the multiple colors that they went for with these. I think they're all kind of classic and they all have this really nice shine to it. Me personally, out of the three, I really like the blue, the denims. So those are the V5s. I really enjoy those. And if I could have any of these three colors, multiples of them, I would definitely go with the V5s, but they're all just immaculate, you know what I'm saying? That being said, I could easily see one of these being someone's favorite just based off of whatever color we would prefer. I'm gonna go ahead and put the V4s, the V5s, and the V6s right below the very top. I really love those. Those ones are so good. I'm just gonna end up putting these all high, even though they're already in the S tiers. Next up, we have the V7s, which is the Carbon Edition. Really nice silver hints to this. I really like the design of it. I don't own this one and I haven't seen it in person, so I'm just ranking this based off of pictures and videos. That being said, it's a banger. Only bangers here. So we'll put that second. Next up, we have the last deck. Supposedly the last deck. Obviously they went on to change that, but we have the Private Reserves. I don't know if these are considered V8s, but the Dan and Dave Private Reserves have a nice gold nature to them. They look great in pictures and video. This is another one I haven't seen or felt in person, but just based off what I've seen, I can confidently put it in just the second tier right below the top. And we're seeing a pretty common pattern here that I'm putting everything super high. I need some type of controversy with these tier lists to make them interesting, and I just don't have anything for this episode. I just don't. For Dealer's Grip, people were freaking out with how low I put stripes. Just absolutely livid. Next up, we're gonna go through the anyone decks, and I really love the simplicity of these decks, but it's not quite as good as the originals in my opinion, just because of how simple it is. These are great collabs, two amazing companies coming together to make something really special. That being said, I don't like them as much. First, we're gonna start off with the mirrors. These are the black ones. Hopefully I have this correct because I confuse them constantly. The mirrors from anyone, I'm gonna go ahead and put in double S tier. Perfectly fine, really good deck. Love the simplicity of it, but I really like the smokes better. For the hollow ones, I've talked about this. I really hate the concept of rare decks just to be rare. If it's rare over time, that's perfectly understandable, but just creating a deck out the gate to be rare, I very much dislike that idea. For me, I'm gonna put these guys, the hollows, in S tier at the bottom. They're still perfectly fine and they're a great collectible item, but to me, I would rather have ones that I could actually use and wouldn't feel bad about using, as well as just ones that feel usually better. Lastly, we have these smokes. I love that the outline is black. It's a very classic deck. I really enjoy this one, and I think I'm gonna put it up in the double S's as well, or not, quadruple S's actually. This ranking system is hard to keep up with. So I'm looking at my list right now, pretty ecstatic about it. I think it's just perfect. There's no room for improvement. Someone could try to make their own list, and I just don't think it would compare. This is just beautiful. It's immaculate. All right, short, sweet, to the point, posh. That is my tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are interested enough to make your own. I would love to see your guys' opinions. If you like this video, go ahead, subscribe, like. You know what? No, I'm trying to. I don't want to be famous. Don't subscribe. Don't like. Don't do all those things. Don't watch my other videos. Don't do any of that. Okay, but please watch my videos, guys. Good. Okay. Bye. Yep.